Hi, I'm Sophia Talwalkar reporting for NBC News. Now picture this. Imagine you are visiting relatives in the beautiful Cascade Mountains in Washington. At around 8:30 a.m., you feel an earthquake shake the earth. It measures at 5.1 on the Richter scale. You recover unharmed, but then find that the north side of a nearby mountain has collapsed, and it seems as if an avalanche of rock and other materials are rolling down. The material is up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit and is extremely dangerous. Suddenly, you hear an explosion, one louder than you have ever heard before. You look over to where the sound came from, and you find the same mountain, except there's something different about it.
The top of the mountain is completely gone, and there's an enormous mushroom-shaped cloud of ash and gas and rock rising out of a deep crater at the top. You don't know what is going on, but you find that your house is gone. Everything is pitch black. Ash is getting in your nose and mouth. You can't breathe, and you can't see. Your house is buried in layers of ash and rock. You scramble, trying to find a way out, but you see there's no escape. You think you're going to die.
Whoever finds it.
For many living in Skamania County, Washington, this was reality when Mount St. Helens erupted on May 18, 1980. One eyewitness, a news reporter named Dave Crockett, remembers the event as hell on earth. He remembers ash in his eyes, nose, and mouth, and he remembers it hurting when he would breathe in. He even managed to get footage of the 9-hour explosion/eruption. You might think the news reporter is in some sort of cave. He is, in fact, out in the open. It is the morning of May 18th, but by watching the footage, one would guess it was the middle of the night. This is due to the ash and other material that exploded from Mount St. Helens. Keep watching to learn all about the eruption and what to do when you are in a situation like this.
At this moment, I honest to God believe I'm dead.
But what exactly is a volcano? Well, a volcano is a mountain that is created when magma rises out of a weak spot in the Earth's crust. It builds up and creates a mountain called a volcano. Volcanic activity is a constructive force that builds up the Earth's land. Most volcanoes are formed at diverging plate boundaries, places where pieces of the Earth's crust split apart. Volcanoes can also form in subduction zones at the boundary in between continental and oceanic plates. Some volcanoes can form when magma from the mantle burns through the crust. They create a string of volcanic islands in the middle of oceans. These are called hotspot volcanoes. There are 3 types of volcanoes: shield, cinder cone, and composite. Mount St. Helens is a composite volcano, meaning that it is a tall, cone-shaped volcano with alternating layers of lava and ash. This is due to the fact that when it was made, lava flow alternated with explosions of pyroclastic flow. Cinder cone volcanoes are steep, cone-shaped hills or mountains. They are created when thick lava produces ash, cinder, and bombs. Those materials eventually pile up to create the volcano. Volcanoes that are made when thin layers of lava flow on top of other layers, which slowly builds up the mountain, are called shield volcanoes. The opposite of a shield volcano is a stratovolcano, one that explodes. Mount St. Helens is a stratovolcano. So what exactly happened to cause such an explosion? Well, Mount St. Helens had been dormant for almost a century before the explosion. The volcano might have experienced a major explosion in 1800, and it also erupted intermittently between 1831 and 1857. There might also have been some minor steam explosions in 1898, 1903, and 1921. But the volcano was, for the most part, dormant from 1857 to 1980. Then comes the day of May 18th, 1980. Over the few months leading up to the eruption, minor earthquakes had shook the mountain, causing pressurized gases to build up in the volcano. Keep in mind, there had already been some pressure in the volcano as it had been dormant for 60 years. Over that time, thick and sticky magma had built up in the volcano's pipe, plugging it until no gas could escape. The gas got more and more pressurized, and finally, when that last earthquake released energy in the volcano, Mount St. Helens gave up. The top of the mountain bulged outward, and the avalanche began. The gases exploded, causing the magma and other debris to come flying out. The pyroclastic flow toppled the surrounding forests and caused mudflows that affected a widespread area around the explosion. The area around Mount St. Helens isn't very widely populated. The nearest major city is Portland, with a population of about 600,000. Skamania County, where Mount St. Helens is located, only has around 11,000 people in it. There was enough money to clean up the damage, however. The per capita income of people in Washington is $30,742. There was millions of dollars in damage, however, and millions of dollars were spent building historical sites commemorating the eruption. Local weather didn't affect the eruption in any way, but when the eruption happened, day turned into night. Everything was pitch black. There are many other accounts of the 1980 explosion, not including the one I mentioned earlier, but sadly very few of them are from living people. The eruption caused 66 deaths, 57 of which were directly caused by the explosion. The eruption caused millions of dollars in damage, and about 200 homes were destroyed, along with bridges, highways, and runways around the area. Perhaps what makes this volcanic eruption one of the more popular ones is its sheer magnitude. Before the eruption took place, Mount St. Helens was the 5th largest mountain in Washington. As you can see from these pictures, however, a huge amount of the mountain had blown off, leaving a massive crater in the middle of it. Mount St. Helens is part of the Cascade Range in the United States. It is located at the subduction zone between the Juan-de-Fuca Plate and the North American Plate. Mount St. Helens was created at the convergent boundary between the two plates when the Juan-de-Fuca Plate subducted under the North American Plate. This was because the Juan-de-Fuca Plate, which was oceanic, was made of basalt, making it denser than the continental North American Plate. The eruption in 1980 wasn't the last of the volcanic activity from Mount St. Helens. During the 4-year span from 2004 to 2008, lava consistently flowed out of the volcano. There were also steam and ash releases and continuous debris flow. The volcanic activity started in October 2004 and ended in January 2008. The volcano has been dormant ever since.
Luckily, you don't have to be scared if you've already planned that family vacation to Hawaii. Many volcanic eruptions are gentle. They are just a continuous slow flow of lava down the side of a mountain. Chances are you aren't going to be affected by it. In the event that you are at risk of being in a serious eruption, however, listen to your scientists. Geologists are better at predicting volcanic eruptions than earthquakes. They use tools such as tilt meters, laser ranging devices, and others that detect the movement of magma in the Earth's mantle. If geologists predict a volcanic eruption, listen to them and evacuate immediately to the safest area. You should also make an evacuation plan in the event of an eruption. Some supplies you will need if an eruption happens are flashlight and extra batteries, first aid kit and manual, emergency food and water, a manual non-electric can opener, essential medicines, sturdy shoes, respiratory or breathing protection, eye protection, and a battery-powered radio. You should also use an N95 disposable respirator. This piece of equipment will help to protect you from the harmful gases and ash in an eruption. If an eruption is happening, make sure to evacuate as quickly as you can. It's crucial for staying safe. It's important to know that even though a volcano can erupt quietly, the lava and flow of other debris can destroy entire cities and carry them along their path. It's very important to stay safe in the event of an eruption. Well, there you have it. I have now told you all you need to know about the eruption of Mount St. Helens. We have covered what volcanoes are, how they are made, and what to do during an eruption. We have talked about the eruption of Mount St. Helens and how it happened. And we have even talked about the mountain itself, how it was made, and its history. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned a lot about Mount St. Helens.